This is our bench supported row. If you don't happen to have a bench, totally fine. You can do this on a chair, on a sofa, on a box, whatever you've got available. But benches tend to work pretty nicely. The goal is gonna be that we get the spine to horizontal. So what I'm gonna have Susan do is set up so that she's rowing towards the camera. So why don't you go left knee on, other way. Yep, right knee on box, and then you're gonna grab the dumbbell in your left hand, and your hand is gonna be on the box, on the bench on the right. So as we just take a look at this position, she's not exactly horizontal. Her shoulders are a little bit higher than hips, but this is really close. This position is gonna work well. As a starting point, we should have a straight line from the head through the shoulder, through the back into the hip. And the exercise, or the muscle that we are targeting on this one is, of course, the lat. And the lat sits right here along the side of the rib cage. What I want you to watch for is if Susan's left shoulder shrugs up towards her ear, and that's gonna be an indicator that she's initiating with the trap rather than the lat. So why don't we just go for a few rows right here. Great, and I see this is not moving up. This is great, keep going. And the one thing I'm gonna have Susan do a little bit differently actually is try to pull her hand a little bit more towards her hip. Not a lot, but she's just gonna exaggerate that backward pull. Absolutely. Good. Let's just go for one more and then we'll switch sides. Great, those look really good. I'll have you just go ahead and flip around. Because there's two other aspects of this technique where we can make it a little bit better. Susan didn't make any of the mistakes. We didn't have the shoulder shrugging, nice neutral spine, everything looked good. Come on down for me. So here are the two ways that we can amplify the utility of this. One of those is actually letting the shoulder go into a little bit of a stretch. So what I want you to do is let the dumbbell pull you to the ground. Let that dumbbell, yeah, that ought to give us a nice stretch through the lat. Again, right below the shoulder blade. Go ahead and do the row. And then go ahead and back down to that same stretch, do the row, and then pause at the top. And so point one was letting the dumbbell stretch. Point number two is actually taking this right elbow across to the left hip, getting a little bit of rotation. Go ahead and drop down, control it, pull it back up, add a little rotation at the end. Let's do two more like that. And one more. Good. And you can go ahead and relax. That stretch at the bottom and that rotation at the top both hit the opposite ends of the lat. The lat connects the shoulder blade to the rib cage. It also connects to the arm. And when we let the arm get pulled by the dumbbell, the lat goes into stretch, which is helpful for building strength. And then when we pull the elbow back across, we actually hit the lowest part of the lat where it connects into the pelvis and can end to the internal obliques and can actually take us into that rotation. Great, that is our bench supported lat row, or bench supported one arm row.